The Elder Scrolls Online is probably one of the most popular MMORPGs available at the moment, and there is plenty of good reasons why. And this is a game that I have been playing quite recently myself, and I'm having a hell of a good time while playing it. So today I wanted to make a video to talk to you guys about the top 10 things that I really think make this game amazing and have kept it going and make it a game worth playing. So you guys may disagree with me on this list, you may have your own things that you think make this game absolutely amazing, so let me know in the comments section if you have anything different, if you disagree even, and I would love to discuss that with you. If you enjoy this video or find it interesting or informative at all, make sure to leave a like because that way it will get the video suggested to other people and get it out there. Also, if you are new to the channel and if you have just found this video, I am starting out making some Elder Scrolls content, so make sure to subscribe to the channel because there will be more coming in the future. Anyway, let's move on to what I think is the first thing and probably my most favourite thing about this game, number 1. As mentioned, this could very well be the most favourite thing about this game in my opinion, and it is the music. The music in this game sets the mood, sets the feel, and they've put so much effort into it. As expected with pretty much any Elder Scrolls game, the music is absolutely amazing. You will be listening to the music of this game played in the background of this video more than likely, and this will give you sort of a feel for how it does sound. However, this is such an important part of the game and they do it so well. You can literally be immersed in this game purely from the music. There's been loads of times that I have just been sat there looking at my screen wondering what I should be doing and feeling like I'm still part of the world just because of the music playing over my earphones. But not only that, you'll be storming through a dungeon and the music will literally match what you are doing, and it will set it to make you feel like you're really in some part of like an epic battle. But then you'll be on your horse riding through the forest and the music will be much more chilled out and sort of naturistic, and it just makes you sort of get lost in the world all that much easier. To me, that is such an important part of an MMORPG, especially one like this. Number 2 is the voice acting in this game.
I trust you plan to purchase something.
The characters and all the NPCs, pretty much every single person that you bump into in this game is completely voice acted. Now, for an MMO to put that much commitment into the characters and keeping the world alive is absolutely ridiculous. But obviously it's the Elder Scrolls, so every character has been voice acted and they all sound completely unique.
It's a bad time to visit Darwin's Watch.
It makes it so that when you're running around towns and as you're just wandering around, you hear people talking to each other. It keeps the world alive, and you also get those special little situations where you're literally just heading to where you need to be and you hear two people in an alley arguing or fighting over some stupid little thing like who stole their pie or something crazy like that, and it really lets you keep your ears open for things like that just to give you a little laugh on the way. But this is something that I think this game does incredibly well, and it's something that I am so glad that this game has because it just makes it feel all that much more special.
Hello there.
Number 3. Now, just in case I didn't mention earlier on, these are in no particular order. However, the third one is going to be the character playstyle. So what I mean by this is, in normal MMOs, you will pick a class being a mage or a warrior or an archer, and that's what you're stuck with. You're going to have to use bows or you're going to have to use a staff, and that's pretty much what you are for the rest of the game. So as soon as you start, your fate's already decided on your combat style. However, in the Elder Scrolls Online, you can literally be whatever you want to be. For example, at the moment, I am literally making a character that's a necromancer, but is also a tank. So I'm going to be using a single-handed sword and a shield, but at the same time, I'm going to be stealing people's health and summoning undead and all that sort of good stuff. Even though that doesn't sound like the total unique kind of tank, well, you can do whatever you want to do. And if I want to later on decide to become an archer that also uses things like undead spells and stuff like that, I can do that. You can literally change at any time from having a sword and a shield to having a staff or to having a bow on. So if you one day feel like you want to tank a raid, you can do so. But if the next minute you want to go ahead and do the exact same raid but as a healer, you could just chuck on a restoration staff, change your ability slotting and just go ahead and do it. This is something that makes this game so unique. Your character is you and you've decided how that character is made, and nothing is going to be exactly the same for everyone else unless you copy someone's specific build. Build your character however you want to make it and feel like you've made something quite unique. Number 4 is questing. Now, this is something that is incredibly big and unique to this game. Quests take you on massive adventures. They make you experience the world, and you don't just do them purely to level up. So you will go out and you will get invested into one big quest storyline, and it will take you on such a big adventure that makes you absolutely love what you wanted to do and kind of wishing that it would never end. They take you on adventures that are full of loads of lore, loads of backstory and characters that you really do get invested into. You'll start realizing that you have to make decisions in specific quests, which changes how the story sort of turns out. So you get to decide on whether you want to, for example, kill someone or let them live, which at the end of the quest line changes everything altogether. The Elder Scrolls Online really does have a good way of getting you invested into quests and really enjoying them. There's a lot of effort put into them, and they are so unique, and there's not many games out there that really have so much effort into making sure that you enjoy all of the time leveling up and experience the world rather than just going on a big grind. Point number 5 is the massive open world that the Elder Scrolls Online does give you to explore. It's absolutely stunning, and some of the areas are done incredibly well to the point where you will feel so immersed while exploring. Speaking of exploring this world though, you can go ahead and find so many different things that you would really want to explore. For example, there's going to be delves that you can go into which are public dungeons, which means you can go through with other players as well, clear out all the mobs, get to the end in search of huge treasure, and at the end of each delve there is usually a mini boss for you to kill. Killing this boss will reward you with some great loot and also a slightly bigger challenge than the other mobs during the dungeon. However, this is not the only thing the world does offer. There are world bosses. In Elsewhere, there's world boss dragons just flying around, and you'll find groups of players ready to take that boss down. You can run in, join in, and try and kill that dragon and see what loot you can get from it. You can also find things like specific challenges, go into different ruins and search through for any treasure that you could possibly find in there. Not only that, there's loads of quests scattered across this world, and it's something that you will never probably complete unless you put hundreds and hundreds of hours into. You will find yourself traveling to the same places, but if you just take a very slightly different path, you will literally find stuff that you would never have expected to see. So this world is definitely worth exploring, and it's incredibly fun to do so. I, myself, could probably spend hours on end just wandering around, looking to see at all the amazing things that you could probably find in this game. Number 6 is the lore. Now, I'm not specifically just talking about quests, however, that is a big part of it as well. The story that is told throughout this game is absolutely amazing. The whole point, I believe, of this game really is going to be paying attention to the stories and following the quests that you're actually doing, because they are incredibly interesting to get into. The lore has been given so much effort put into it by the writers that you can literally get lost in the whole sort of backstory of everything that you're doing. However, if you've played any Elder Scrolls game in the past, be it Oblivion, Morrowind, Skyrim, or any of the other ones as well, then you will know from experience how good the stories are in this game and how deep the lore goes into everything. You can go around reading things like books in bookcases and reading in things like that. You can find notes and stuff in dungeons which will tell a story of someone who's gone the same path as you, and everywhere you go there's just lore to read and keep up on. You don't have to do it to experience the game and really enjoy it, but if you're someone who really does enjoy looking for it and you are a bit of a lore hound, then I really do expect that this game has a lot to offer for you. Number 8, the multiplayer experience in this game. This is such a big one for myself and for a lot of other players that I've spoken to as well. What I'm meaning when I say about this is if you go into dungeons or any sort of caves or ruins that you have found when you are traveling the world, you will literally be doing that with other players as well. So these are all public sort of dungeons, I guess you could call them, and what happens when you're in there is if any other player goes through the exact same door as you, they will be in there with you as well. So they will be in there doing their own quest lines or just exploring with you as well, and you'll be able to help each other fighting out on the mobs, killing the bosses, and it just brings the whole sort of feeling of a genuine MMORPG into play, because If you are exploring and you don't see anyone else around, you are going into any sort of dungeons and stuff where it's an instance and it's just you, it turns into a single player game. However, in the Elder Scrolls, everything is public, and if anyone does join, then they are there for you to see and to share that experience with as well. However, don't worry, someone who is ridiculously higher level than you isn't going to come in and storm through and just destroy everything in one hit, ruining the experience for you. Everything is scaled to player level as well, so if someone comes in who is a lot higher level than you, they will also be dealing around the same sort of damage and stuff as you as well. Obviously they'll do slightly more as they're probably better geared and stuff, but it's not going to ruin the experience because you will still be able to help them out and get involved as well. PvP in this game, being at point number 8, is something that is absolutely amazing, and what I mean by that is you can go ahead and do things like a battleground where it's just you and a few other players doing deathmatch or capture the flag, things like that, where you're just going purely into fight and just go head first on each other. However, there's also Cyrodiil. This is where the 3 factions will all come head to head to try and capture the capital city, which is going to be the Imperial City. Everyone is fighting over this for the chance to crown one of their players as the Emperor and control as much points as they can. You will go out in groups of people to take down castles, to take down towns and little villages, and capture all the Elder Scrolls. So this brings you a massive group PvP content where even low level players can get involved. You can expect some massive epic battles between huge groups of people from each faction, or you could be that person who sneaks off by themselves trying to pick off other enemy scouts, or people trying to solo and go on their own. One of the great things about this is, as I mentioned earlier about the class selection being able to play however you want to be able to play basically, is you can build your character to fit your playstyle in Cyrodiil. If you want to go off by yourself, you could become a rogue who can go invisible, sneak around and try and surprise the enemy, or you could build a tank who literally wants to run in the middle of 10 different people, take them on and keep them from being able to deal much damage to your other allies while they DPS them down and cause absolute havoc. I suppose after mentioning PvP, the next point would have to be the PvE, or the dungeons specifically in my point of view. So the dungeons in this game aren't just your typical join up in a group, go through, kill the monsters, get to the boss, leave with your loot. There is quest lines and stories throughout the whole thing. The whole thing is voice acted. When you get to specific points, there's going to be little scenes that you can stand and watch, and you can really get involved in the story and the lore in this as well. So, as you can see, along with the trend seeming to be following throughout the whole game, there is a lot of investment into storytelling and lore, and this really does bring this into a whole different category of doing dungeons in my opinion. There is probably other games that I haven't played as well that kind of go down the same path, where dungeons and raids really do have a story to tell you as well. But I love the fact that when you are doing a dungeon in this game, you really do seem to have a purpose to even be there as well. And the fact that it's all voice acted means that you can go through it and understand exactly what you're doing while you're hacking and slashing away or throwing fireballs at your enemies while not even having time to read text. You're still going to get to the end of it, know why you've done it, and really feel invested into that dungeon, other than the fact that you've gone there for some loot. The final point that I was going to mention in this video is going to be fairly quick, and it's going to be crafting. Now, usually in a lot of MMORPGs, crafting isn't really all that important. It's just something that you level up just to try and be a completionist, or just as a requirement to do other things in the game. However, in the Elder Scrolls Online, crafting and training crafting is something that is really rewarding and worthwhile doing. Many people play endgame content with crafted sets, and also you can improve dropped gear with materials in this game. So when you level up your crafting and stuff, you can actually improve that gear with less materials. So you do get sort of perks from leveling up and progressing in the skill, even if you're not planning on making your gear from scratch. However, not only that, you will also be able to make money from doing crafting and also improve the quality of things like food and potions, which give you better benefits and stats for anything that you're doing in the ways of like PvE or PvP. So for all you crafters out there, this game isn't completely redundant for crafting, and it is something that you can do if that is the game style that you really do enjoy, rather than being someone who goes out and just hunts bosses and stuff like that. That pretty much brings us to the end of the list of things that I wanted to go over. However, I'm sure that you guys will probably have loads of things that you enjoy a lot more and different to the ones that I have mentioned. So if you do, then let me know in the comments what is the things that you enjoy the most in this game, or what you think makes this game so great. If you do disagree with some of the things I've said, then let me know in the comments, and I would love to hear reasons why and discuss things with you guys, because I really do enjoy sort of hearing your thoughts on everything. I really do appreciate you guys from watching this video, and I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, make sure as always to leave a like, and also if you are new around here, then consider subscribing to the channel as I adventure into Elder Scrolls Online and make quite a bit more content on it as well. So as always guys, I'll see you in the next one. See you later guys.